All right, so let's start off with a big question. Obviously, you had a number of high-profile programs coming after you. Ultimately, why was Arizona State the right place for you?
I feel like Arizona State was the best fit for me because it felt like a family, and I'm already a part of a family at the high school that I'm with right now, and I just feel like I just connect more with ASU. But it's no hard feelings towards the other programs. Great programs that produce great talent every single year. But just me personally, I just feel like ASU was the great fit for me.
So when you were out here in Tempe, you got to meet the people in the program face to face, see the facilities and everything up close. What were some of the things that really kind of made the biggest impression on you?
Some things that made the a big impression on me was the weight room because I just see everybody cheering their guys on. Like, you see Sam Levitt just screaming in everybody's ear just to lift more. Like I just motivated that made me want to lift in that moment. Like, just seeing like a superstar like him just, cheering like every guy on the team, doesn't matter like what spot you fit on the team. You help the team out, and he was he's a leader. Leaders do what leaders do.
And of course, meeting your future head coach and interacting with him face to face, and Kenny Dillingham, still one of the youngest coaches in the country, but obviously a very impressive resume in his own right. What jumps out to you most about Kenny Dillingham, and what kind of head coach he is for a program?
Coach Dillingham, I feel like he's very straightforward. Like he's gonna tell you he's gonna tell you what's best for you and what's gonna fit for you. And I feel like his successes. I mean, it, you've seen what he did in the playoffs. Like it just goes a long way with what he tells you, and just stick to the script because I feel like he will know better than everybody else. So.
What's it like, playing for a younger head coach, a guy that obviously wants his players to have a lot of fun, but also while working very hard?
Um, it's up and downs having a young coach, but for Coach Dillingham, I don't think it's gonna be any pros or cons. I just feel like it's gonna be more pros because having old coaches, they know more because they have more experience and on any type of levels. But I feel like Coach Dillingham has that same experience, if that kind of makes sense, and he knows like he's been around a lot of great talent that went to the league, and yeah, I take his word for anything.
It's certainly a guy that gets described as wise beyond his years. Speaking of a guy of a coach that has a lot of experience, developed a guy that's wearing a gold jacket in the Hall of Fame, and this week is at the SAC Summit with some of the best pass rushers in the country. Your future position coach, Diron Reynolds. What really jumps out to you and excites you most about learning from him over the next few years?
Coach Reynolds is he's a great mentor. Like Coach Reynolds, he doesn't want you to succeed in football, but he also wants you to succeed outside of football, which is great because some athletes just come to college just to play football and don't think about nothing else. Coach Reynolds makes you think about the stuff on the outside, like how are you going to do outside of football, or like how are you like he's like that one uncle that stays in your ear. It doesn't matter what you do, he's just still gonna be in your ear because he just wants the best for you. But him as a coach, talking about football, I mean, the Sac Summit speaks for itself. He has Von Miller, Max Crosby, Aaron Donald, like all the great defensive linemen that just attends the Sac Summit. I think his resume, it speaks for itself. I think he doesn't really have to do much talking for himself.
And when you got to know the ASU defensive scheme throughout the recruiting process and getting, obviously defensive coordinator Brian Ward likes to run a pretty aggressive defense. What really jumps out to you most about, what they like to do from a schematic perspective?
Coach Ward, he knows what he's doing. As far as the defense goes, I love the defense. Honestly, me personally, they let the edges just go to work. I mean, you seen what the edges did last year. Just time to continue the legacy.
And, for any ASU fans who might not have caught you in action or your film, give our viewers and listeners a scouting report. What kind of skill set are you bringing to a football field?
The skill set I'm bringing to the football field, I feel like my pass rush is very reliable in the pass game, third and long. You need a sack, you know who to call. Oh, and I know. mess talking too. I'm a great mess talker. So
So, of course, this is a program that also, as you kind of alluded to earlier, wants to develop, people that are good off the field as well, and develop, young men of character. So, what kind of person is this son of a program getting in you?
and a great kid, that just focus on football, education, that plays a big part because I want to study criminal justice, and ASU has a great program for
Hmm.
that. So yeah, and also you know I'm just straightforward. Like I'm chilling, laid back. I mean, yeah, that's just what it is. Like, you're getting a chill, laid back guy that just loves to do the stuff that he loves to do, which is play football.
And speaking of your future major, what got you interested in studying criminal justice?
Criminal justice. I want to study that because I want to do secret services. Have my own
Mm.
business. If the NFL doesn't work out, because it doesn't work out for a majority of athletes. But I'm not trying to say I don't have a shot. You always got to have a plan B if plan A doesn't work out. And that's just what I want to do.
So obviously, as somebody on the defensive side of the ball with so many, big time schools coming after you, you obviously had a lot of success so far on the football field. What is walk our viewers and listeners through the biggest hit you've ever delivered on a football field playing some defense?
Probably you talk about varsity or you talk about like
Just any level, but whether it's as a kid, high school ball, what's a hit that still resonates with you today?
probably my freshman year. We were down at Palma, which is like a school probably like 3-4 hours away from San Francisco. But I remember I was on kickoff return, and I seen this one kid. I just remember Palma kicking the ball, and I remember I think it was Valentino that caught the return, and I was just like, run behind me, just run behind me. Next thing you know, this dude just runs towards me, and I like his helmet went off. They had to carry him off the field. The ambulance came. I don't know what I did,
Wow.
but I struck fear in their team. That hit stays with me till this day.
All right. So you mentioned, of course, as playing ball in California, the Cali Devils movement is certainly running strong. Of course, what is it about playing ball in California that really kind of gets a guy ready to make that jump up to major college football?
Me personally, I feel like Cali ball is the best ball. I mean, no offense to Florida or Georgia or all that, but I just feel like Cali has the best football because we just produce great football teams every year. Like, you never want to look down on a football team, like say like WCAL, like my league. Like you never want to look down on a team that just went like what 1-9 last year, because next year they're coming out with more just because of the league that we're in. And everybody's always going to get a player. It just dictates like how you stop that player and that team and that scheme. And it's great coaches everywhere. Every coach knows what they're doing. So I mean, playing in Cali is a great experience, and carrying that on to just Sun Devils is. I feel like it's not going to be too different, even though you're like going against everybody around the world. But I just feel like if you just treat it like another football game, then you'll just be fine. You play the player, not the jersey.
So when you look ahead to your final season of high school ball, what are some of the things that and the goals you've set for yourself, some of the things that you'd like to see your team accomplish, and also some things you'd like to do over the course of that season to get ready to make the jump up to the Big 12?
Um, for myself, I think I want to have over 15 sacks, probably over 20 TFLs, like 6 forced fumbles, probably about that. And for a team, I want to win state. It's my last year. This is the year where Sacred Heart Cathedral has an opportunity to win state. Like, we have great pieces everywhere. Like, every player on this team is a big part that, and I feel like we can win state with this team. That I feel like we can win state.
And then, fast forwarding, about a year and a half or so, when you're running out through the Tillman Tunnel past the Pat Tillman statue, sold out stadium at Mount America Stadium for your first game as a Sun Devil. What do you think that's going to mean to you in that moment?
I just want to carry on the tradition because Pat Tillman was a great football player and outstanding person outside of football. You know, I just don't want to let him down. But it's going to be a real great experience going through Tillman Tunnel.